the biggest rescue I've ever seen.
That was unbelievable what just happened. Yeah, that was a heavy one.
All of a sudden, the north side really started pulling. You know, the change of tides, it was getting deeper. Guys, I need you to come back to waist depth.
Chris leaves volunteer lifesavers to manage the situation. Suddenly, more and more people are in trouble.
Yes, your attention, swimmers. They're going to have to go in. We've got a board coming to help you now. Stay afloat, and if you can, come back to waist depth, water.
Tom is quickly overwhelmed.
I had probably 3 or 4 on the front of my board, followed by a number of other people out in the water who were able to help.
The temptation is to run in, but Chris wisely manages the situation from shore.
We had to ask the clubbies to help us out. Just sent another 3 clubbies in with boards. There would have been 10 boards at least, you know. We had guys, just surf club guys who were training, helping us out.
Tom prioritises the worst swimmers.
Straight to those guys there, please. Those 3 there. Over to your right.
Eventually, more firepower is needed.
Tom's out there, mate. I think he's calling you in.
With no board around, I had to grab a lifesavers board, so I grabbed that and went on out.
Yeah, Chris is on a clubby board.
Tom risks being overwhelmed by panicked swimmers.
Can you let go, please? Chris, can you take this guy?
Lifeguards and volunteer surf club members work side by side to stabilise the situation.
Copy. The boys have got it under control down there now. They just all sort of went in at once.
Just when it feels like the situation is in hand, lifeguards are alerted to a new emergency.
Are you putting is that a shark alarm?
Jake, I just heard the shark alarm go off.
Yeah. What are you guys doing down there?
In extreme and very rare circumstances, the shark alarm will be used to clear swimmers from the water.
We know that as trained lifeguards, that means mass rescue, but the general public think it's a shark. None of them know it's a mass rescue.
The alarm has been sounded by volunteer lifesavers. The lifeguards, who have duty of care at Bondi, weren't given prior warning.
Before you guys do that, you've got to tell us. Because I know what you're trying to do, but it just causes panic. We've got it under control now, and thanks to everyone that's involved, but as soon as people start hearing the shark alarm, we've got surfers and everyone paddling in now, so it's just, it makes matters worse.
There was really no need for it, and half the people thought there was a shark.
The result is what matters, and a combined effort by lifeguards and volunteers has saved dozens of lives.
Venture at a north corner, how about that? Bit of swell.
It's huge, I can't believe, it was fully feathering out the back of the point. It cleared the flags out before we knew it, everything was running out to sea, and about 40, 50 swimmers all went at the same time. And it's central, bogies just running out.
The clubbies are waving off the back of the flags again. Nicola, straight in front of you.
They've got a parked board, there's about 4 swimmers hanging on.
It's come over, Nick. It's turning into a mass rescue.
You go out?
Yeah, we need a board out here, sir.
Cool, head out.
Grab on.
Spin your legs around, sweetheart. Lie down on the board.
Yeah, do you want to take a run down, guys?
Yeah, mate, you're going to have to go down there.
As I got out there, just more and more heads kept popping up, screaming for help.
Hold on.
It's going nuts.
How's it going down north? Man, it's hectic here.
Hold on, mate.
People that had a bit of fight in them and were able to scream and wave their arms, I wasn't really that worried about them because obviously, they had the strength to keep themselves above water. I was sort of looking for, you know, hands, hair, anything, someone who might be submerged. As, you know, I was just worried that in that panic and in that number of people that were drowning, that someone, you know, they could have been knocked out, anything.
Mate, come back, no, not forward.
The conditions just changed really quick, and next thing we know, there's about 50, 100 people that are stranded.
I was just trying to get as elevated as possible to look around and just see if I could see anyone that may have been underwater or floating face down. Just, you don't want to, yeah, it was just, you just don't know who you've missed.
Oh, it's the biggest rescue I've ever seen. Central to Hoppo, you're pretty much the only lifeguard on the beach now.
It can be extremely dangerous if we get situations like this where all the lifeguards are in the water doing rescues down the north end, because it only leaves one lifeguard covering 3/4 of the beach, and you've got 30,000 plus people.
So much.
Good Hoppo. Mate, I don't know what to do because they're all busy, and the back of these flags in the middle where you are, I think I'm going to need to ski down there, but they're all a bit busy now.
I sat there thinking for a while that we may have to put the shark alarm on to clear the water.
Worst case, put the siren on and get them out and just regroup.
Yeah, Hop, can I do that? Can I put the siren on? I think it's a good idea. Everyone's in the water.
Yeah, whenever you're ready, mate.
We don't make this decision lightly, because as the punters, they panic, they think there's a shark in the water, so we had to do it in a controlled manner.
Once I did it, it was a big relief, you know, just see everyone coming back in.
I got control of the middle set of flags within a minute, and that gave the guys time to continue the mass rescue at north.
Good work, boys, everyone did well. Nick, about as chaotic as it gets, I reckon.
That was hectic.
So Hop gets out there to make the rescue, and as he does, the water starts to move a bit, and before you know it, we've just got a large volume of people in the water that can't swim. The rest of the beach is super dangerous, so to just hurry things along a bit, I just send Boo in.
It might be worth going for a paddle, Boo. Yeah, I'll go for a paddle.
This wave, get us. Hang on.
Of course, on the way out, Boo ends up grabbing a different new patient, and yeah, we just got the same problem on our hands still.
Just hang on.
Yeah.
Thought I was only going for the one person, and then it became two, and next thing you know, there's four.
Hoppo is single-handedly faced with a mass rescue, yet doesn't signal for backup.
By this time in the tower, I'm starting to get a bit stressed out. There's about 5 or 6 people caught in this rip.
As well as the 4 swimmers clinging to Hoppo's board, another 4 are looking for direction out of the rip.
Hoppo's got probably 8, maybe 9 patients, but I don't think he's concerned one bit about it. I've got the aircon on full blast because I'm overheating up there, and Hoppo's just out there lounging around, waiting for someone to paddle out a mojito or something to him.
Don't lose many.
Yeah, Gons, can you go down and grab a board?
Finally, Hoppo reveals the secret behind his cool composure.
We were drifting quite easily to the sandbank, and I knew that I could get the whole 9 there without having any backup.
In here, guys, we'll drift over to the bank, okay? Don't go that way, that way.
Hoppo, the master waterman, knows exactly where the rip will take everyone, as long as they stay calm.
Stand on.
Any other lifeguard probably would have waited for some assistance, but he knew he could handle the situation one out.
Right, we'll be outstanding soon. Okay, let's keep walking.
6 swimmers need nothing more than Hoppo's calm directions. The remaining 4 disembark with the boss.
I don't think I've ever seen a lifeguard have that many patience and not even paddle one stroke.
Right, there you go.
But he pulled it off with minimal effort, as he always does.
In my career, I've done many mass rescues because in the early days we were working on our own at the beaches, so it was regular. You'd be bringing in, 4, 5, 6 people at one time.
I thought you might need the ultimate to back up.
Another beautiful day at Bondi, and I'm just chatting to some local boys and they're asking if I've done any rescues, and the kids and I both looked up, and at the same time we just saw this big group of men in trouble. There was a lot of people in trouble and it would be impossible for me to bring them all in.
Might need help. Sweet mate, we'll come down South Club. Yeah, Jakey, he's going in.
I'm running into the water and I'm weighing up who's in the most trouble. There's a lot of guys that need my help.
Oh shit, one's under.
There's a lot of guys that need my help. This guy would have needed to go to hospital for sure if someone wasn't there to hold him up. It's amazing the help we get from members of the public and local surfers. This day we had multiple patients, so you're trying to sort of weigh up everybody, work out who needs the help the most and keep an eye on everyone else. It's very tricky. When Jake came out, the rescue changed because we could start to take people back in and I could point him in the right direction to tell him who needs help.
At least 5 men need to be rescued at once.
One of the clubbies was there also, and he had a flotation device. He had a tube. He could hold one of the patients up.
I'll come down and get him.
And then me and Jake can just take him back to shore.
The men are on holidays from Sri Lanka. Deano transports the first patient back to shore, but instead of fearing for his life, he revels in his first ever surf lesson.
It can be quite frustrating as a lifeguard. You know, you're rushing to save someone's life, and then they're sort of cheering and hooting and smiling and clapping on the wave on the way in.
Deano goes back out to collect any other swimmers in trouble.
The communication barrier sometimes between, an Australian man and a Sri Lankan is quite difficult, so you need to work on some signals. And he's sitting up, and I wanted him to lay down, and I said, sleep.
Let's go to sleep. There we go.
Deano brings in another happy customer. And with all the party back on dry land, he attempts a surf safety lesson.
You guys need to be up between the flags, okay?
May look like there are other people down here and they're safe, but where you're from, you're not from around here, so you can't swim down here.
Christmas Day, and lifeguards brace themselves. 30,000 tourists want to go swimming. But Bondi Rips are at full fury.
Areas of potential trouble happening, you know what I mean? Yates is waving hectically. There's about 3 of them, 4 of them.
In the space of an hour, lifeguards rescue scores of swimmers.
What now? It ain't happened here a minute.
Personally, if I couldn't swim, I wouldn't go in the ocean. That's just my... I can't fly, so I don't jump off cliffs, right?
We would have done 50 rescues in the last 40 minutes.
Oh, she was scared. She had the look of fear of death. There was a little
like different levels of fear, you know? There's the I'm dying, and then there's the, ooh, I might die soon.
It's going to be on Bondi Rescue. Oh my God, are we going to be there too? Like, you're going to come up and all of us are just like walking. All singers are following.
To cope with so many rescues, lifeguards deploy the jet ski.
The jet ski can get anywhere on the beach within a minute.
Hello, sir. Give me a hand.
Yeah, Tommy, mate, just back over here. Oh, but it's starting to get a little bit out of control.
Pull him up. I'm going for 30. You want me to take him in or? Sweet. I'm going for 30 rescues though. 30. I'm trying to break my own personal record here today. The boys are just burning me.
Where are you from? You French?
Brazil.
With scores of nationalities, language proves a problem.
Lay down on your belly. Lay down.
Climb on the mat. On the mat. On the mat. On the mat.
Sometimes there's no time to follow regulation procedure.
Oh, he just stood. Did you see that? Yates are going fully clothed. I've never ever seen anybody do that in my life.
They're coming from everywhere now.
After 2 hours of intense rescues, lifeguards reach boiling point.
Get on the f***ing mat. Now.
Down, get loose.
If you weren't here, you wouldn't believe what goes on.
Make a picture.
That was unbelievable what just happened. Yeah, that was a heavy one.